It's rock and roll time, folks. It's the EuroBasket women. We're less than 10 minutes away from tipping off Sweden against Montenegro. And the types of fireworks that we've seen whenever the Swedes play, we're in store for something today. This team really announced its arrival on the international basketball stage when they upset Russia the other night. A defeat which led to or contributed to the Russians not advancing in this competition. Earlier today we saw Spain manhandle the Slovak Republic 80-44. Later we're going to watch Italy take on Turkey, which should be an interesting affair. But right now it's about the Swedes, who won 7 of their 8 qualification round games last year. They lost to Italy by a single point at the death, but then got off the canvas and beat the Russians. They lost to Spain, but here they are now playing for a spot in the quarterfinals. These are the Group E standings at the moment, knowing that points are carried over when you beat teams in that first round. If those teams also advance, Spain getting their 3rd win, I mean, they're headed to the quarterfinals. And we fully expect Turkey to get there as well. As for Montenegro and Sweden, they've got a little bit of work to do. This is a pivotal game. We've seen a lot of these names over the years in international competition, as well as the EuroLeague women, the WNBA, you name it. The standouts so far, without question, Jelena Devjevic and Jelena Skerovic. Miodrag Baletić truly wants to get rid of the hangover, the lingering hangover from 2011 when Montenegro won 6 games in a row and then lost in the quarterfinals to Turkey. That knocked him off the rails, and then Montenegro lost a battle for 5th place against Croatia, which prevented them from going to the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Montenegro used to play as part of the former Yugoslavia, and as well as Serbia Montenegro. Now this nation proudly wears the shirt Montenegro, and they can play ball, trust me. For Sweden, it's been inspirational stuff. Everybody on there has made contributions. The Eldebrink sisters, Anna Bartold coming off the bench after skipping the first game, not playing against Italy and being inspirational against Russia. Louise Halverson, the big center. Lars Johansson, the young coach, signing a contract extension right before the start of the EuroBasket women. How's that for confidence in the Swedish Federation? Elizabeth Egnell, another. Danielle Helmeton. It's a team that really relies on all 12 players at some point during the game. Depth is important. They like to play a physical game, and they're going to try to be at their disruptive best today against Montenegro. Well, we're going to have the playing of the national anthems of Montenegro and Sweden. First, Montenegro.
First, national anthem of Montenegro.
for Sweden. I knew this was going to be an interesting tournament for Sweden when I showed up at the airport in Paris on the way here and encountered numerous Swedish fans en route to Van. And they have really played a part. A great atmosphere in this tournament. Referees today from Serbia, from the Czech Republic and Georgia, Alexander Glizic, Jona Kucherova, and Maka Kupatadze. It's an interesting comparison when you look at these two players, Frida Elderbrink, Jelena Scarovic. Elderbrink and also her twin sister Ellen. A lot goes through them. The ball touches their hands pretty much on every possession. And the same with Scarovic. I mean, she is the head of the beast, so to speak. So you can see the offenses are going to start with both of them. Frida Elderbrink, averaging 15 points per game, was poised to be the heroine or the hero of the game against Italy, but had her shot blocked by Catherine Ress at the death. Tevjevic, DeForge, Scarovic, Anna Beletic, and Eva Perovanovic. Perovanovic was the leading scorer of the Montenegrin team in 2011. Now it's Tevjevic. There's Beletic. As for Sweden, well, Halverson has kind of grown in this tournament in terms of her poise, and we're going to see Danielle Hamilton start, as well as Elizabeth Egnell, Ellen Elderbrink, and Frida. So Danielle Hamilton now into the starting lineup and not Khadija Anderson. Hamilton played American college basketball at Georgia Tech for the Rambling Wreck. The Yellow Jackets.
Starta 6 minuter. Spelar egentligen ingen roll vem som tar med 7, han pausar lite mer. Båda skjuter både 3:or och 1. Fart i spelet, vi går till våra 2 spelare, horns, onside, annat men först transition. Spela ut, låt bollen gå, attackera när vi får lägena och så kvicka rörelserna.
Well, you suppose Sweden are going to try to take Montenegro out of their game. Montenegro like to bring it down. They run a lot of plays, a lot of passes. You have to be intelligent to be in this team without question. I mean, they really do work for the good shot. And Mitra Beletic sometimes bemoans, I suppose, the lack of depth. You know, there aren't as many players in many league. You know, the league is probably old and good in Montenegro, and the pool of talent isn't what he would like it to be. But yet they put great teams on the floor. So Lars Johansson said, the bigger the challenge, the better it is for my team. They like to go out and really meet those challenges. They've got one today against Montenegro. But then again, you know, you have to say they've already beaten Russia. They played Spain extremely tough for a half. And they also almost beat Italy. And we're going to pause here at the start of the game in memory of Olaf Ragnarsson, the FIBA Europe president, passed away sadly yesterday in Geneva.
Please stand silently for a moment of reflection and respect in memory of FIBA Europe president Olaf Ragnarsson, who passed away on Wednesday. Merci, thank you very much.
Olaf was a great man, and it's really, really sad. Hearts go out to his family. He had a lot of friends in the game. Well, Montenegro wearing the red, Sweden the gold, the blue. Pervanovic going up against Halverson. And Pervanovic gets the jump. So Ellen Eldebrink draws the tough assignment of Skerovic. And Danielle Hamilton will be guarding Tebjevic. Halverson against Pervanovic. And Pervanovic gets the ball in the lane and spins to the hoop. Halverson, 24 years of age. Relatively young, really. And the ball goes out of bounds as Halverson was fighting for position. Maybe ill-advised pass there. So early turnover for Sweden, easy basket for Montenegro. Doesn't bode well for the Scandinavians. We'll see how they react this time defensively down the court. Hamilton on Tebjevic. They go back to Pervanovic. They had success the first time, and she goes right around Halverson yet again. Egnell penetrates and drives, banks it in, and the foul called on Beletic. But of more concern is with the ease of which, here's the replay of Egnell driving to the basket. More concern is the ease of which Pervanovic has so far scored for Montenegro. See if they go to the well again. If it worked the first two times, maybe it'll work a third time. Pervanovic goes in. Why not? Go back again. This time she doesn't make it. She battles for the ball. And that's where Sweden have to do better. They've got to come away with a rebound. Good hustle from Montenegro. Tebjevic passes up the three. Hamilton. And the pump fake, she gets Hamilton up off her feet. And that just cannot happen. You can't foul the jump shooter, although they're calling it before the shot. And that's exactly what Lars Johansson is saying. Stay down, stay on your feet. In fact, she didn't attempt the shot, which is why she didn't get the free throw. She could have put up the shot. Skerovic spins, puts it up, no good. And into the hands of Egnell. And again, Montenegro hustling, forcing the jump ball, so they'll get it the next time, but this time it turns over to Sweden. Ellen Eldebrink, she's been terrific. Frida Eldebrink now up against Anna de Forge. And she draws the foul on Tebjevic. Well, Sweden like to attack the basket, so that's no surprise to me. Every game, and I think that maybe Tebjevic might want to give her arm back. She took it off that time. She makes the shot. She makes the second. At least when you foul the player like that, they're not going to get the three-point play. So Sweden take a 5-4 lead here against Montenegro. Sweden finishing third in Group C, taking on Montenegro, who finished second in Group D. Montenegro's Tebjevic shows her professional quality. Not flustered in the slightest. Halverson, she wants to get involved. Oh, spin move, but a little bit crazy. Not a good start for Halverson on either end of the floor. Good defense from Montenegro. And holding is the call on Louise Halverson. So she's struggling a bit. Sweden, I think, want to up the tempo as quickly as possible, and that's where Scarovic is so good. She just controls the tempo. And a travel called against Scarovic, who's got a black eye. One of two Montenegrin players with a black eye. Another look at her getting into the lane there. They called a travel. Agnell over to Hamilton. Frida Eldebrink. Anna DeForge with the quick hands. Bounce pass to Hamilton. Well, if you have a double team, somebody's got to be open, and that somebody that time was Danielle Hamilton. She just slid to the basket, and all Frida had to do was bounce pass. Now Tebjevic puts it up. No good, and Frida Eldebrink with the rebound. Agnell drives in, missed the layup, but Hamilton draws the foul on Perovanovic. Well, we're seeing some good things out of both teams, but I'm a little bit surprised Montenegro didn't really go back over and over again to Perovanovic, because she was having her way inside with Halverson. Hamilton makes the free throw. Wow, they've really got some talent, young talent in this team. Just 23. And she makes one of two, so Tebjevic with the rebound. Tebjevic's not a player that you want to foul, obviously. She's made all 23 free throws that she's attempted in this tournament. Battle, and Ellen Eldebrink called for holding, I think. Here we go. Yeah, I think they're trying to slow the players down as they get into the lane, trying to take them out of their offense. Perovanovic doubled, Scarovic for three, good. She's a veteran. She's taking what the defense gives her. Barthold and Katarina Anderson coming in. Katarina. Frida Eldebrink drifted into the lane but missed the shot. Now Montenegro looks to extend their advantage. Scarovic. Back outside to DeForge. One of these games, DeForge is going to start hitting some jumpers. And she banked that one in. Danielle Hamilton. Frida Eldebrink out to Agnell. Spins. Danielle Hamilton keeps it alive. Perovanovic chases it down into the corner. So better for Montenegro now. Jovanovic up top. Into Tebjevic. And she puts it up and in. Great shot from Tebjevic. She's leading the tournament in scoring, Dubjevic. She just has, she's what you might call a scoring machine. And now she's working on the referees, trying to get a foul next time she goes down and attacks the basket. So Katharina Anderson and Anna Barthold coming in. Here's another look. You be the judge. Did Hamilton foul? Not really. But you can't blame Dubjevic for trying. Frida Eldebrink for three. Well, that was timely. Trailing by 5. That cuts it to a 2-point deficit. Barthold now with the assignment. And Skarjevic sets the screen to free up Dubjevic. DeForge backs up Eldebrink. Good. Well, a couple of shots now for DeForge. She's starting to heat up. Barthold dumps it down low. Anderson back out to Egnell. And back to Frida. Frida drives in, and the ball rims out. A little bit of continuation. Must have called the foul as she... Ooh, that's the development that Dubjevic isn't going to like. See if she... Well, tough call as well on her. She kind of like... It looked like she made the move to kind of stick her leg out, like she was going to foul, but in the end, she didn't really put it into the player that was passing. And she doesn't want to talk about it. And the coach is telling her to calm down. Well, this is Sweden's scoring machine. She's been pouring in the points. She's the main offensive threat for Lars Johansson. And the Swedish fans, they liked it. Skarjevic into the lane, and she loses control. Now, Eldebrink, see if Montenegro tried to foul to stop it. Egnell goes in and misses the layup. And opportunities that Sweden just want to have. They're going to attack the basket. And Frida Eldebrink for the second time has buried the three-pointer and put her team back up on top. And she emits shouts of joy. Anna DeForge now. Now Katharina Anderson's turn to guard Peravanovic, and Peravanovic just lost the ball. She's trapped, and no good. Barthold had the ball, and then Peravanovic got it back. Skarjevic tries to force one up, and they don't get it up in time. They don't get it up in time. And Beletic wanted to foul. Bielitu's come in, tried to release it in time. But Beletic is going to call a timeout. He's going to have a word with the ref, maybe. No, he's just going to talk it over with his players. So, good defense. Sweden lead it 16-15.
Idu gore, punom snagom. Razumijete? Druga stvar, uđite u dvojku sa njene strane. Iškero, ovdje pik na strani. Stisni, pa neka te obiđe, samo neka ne šutne za 3 poena. Ovdje da tvorite pick and roll na strani.
Nu går Malin här, Bettan går runt Frida och Frida steppar ut efter, okej, antingen layup eller skott.
Constantly looking for ways to get Frida Eldebrink openings to launch shots. And this is why. She can nail them. And DeForge has had a couple of shots that have fallen as well. She banked that one in. And Barthold drives down the lane, misses. Egnell with the rebound, missed the layup, and fights for the rebound. So a couple of layups again missed by Sweden. And DeForge had her shot blocked, and it goes out of bounds to Sweden. Key's going to come in, and Eldebrink as well. Ashley Key is a naturalized Swede. Egnell comes out, and Frida Eldebrink comes out. Bielitsa's been kind of in the doghouse lately, but she's getting some minutes today. Anna DeForge, nope, and Barthold with the rebound. She was really a spark against Russia, brought some toughness to the Swedish team. And she's been getting more minutes ever since. She didn't play against Italy. Eldebrink has the ball knocked away by DeForge, gets it back and passes it back to Barthold on the baseline. And now she shouts up at the crowd. Montenegro won't be flustered at all. They can fall behind by a lot and come back. Perovanovic gets in there. Katarina Anderson holds her ground, and Perovanovic is great following up her shot. Skarjevic 2-1 on the shot clock, no good, and Ashley Key uses the elbow to get Perovanovic away, but the foul is called on Anderson. So right now, Sweden, I think, struggling a bit, trying to keep Montenegro off the offensive boards. Watch Perovanovic come in. They've got to get better position. They're just letting her slide in. They've got to open up their arms and get her on their backs. Now Montenegro need a basket. Down by 3. Skarjevic into Bielitsa. She gets Key off her feet. If she'd gone up, she might have got a foul. And Barthold with the rebound. Now Ellen Eldebrink. She crosses midcourt. Key inside Anderson. And Anderson now gets an offensive rebound and needs to be careful because Anna DeForge was there getting ready to steal that pass. Malin Assa's come in as well for Sweden. There's Assa, number 5. Puts up a 3. Good! Well, they've got some three-point shooters. They've also got Yilderström. She hasn't come in, and it's a 6-point advantage for Sweden. Remember, they're battle-tested. They faced Italy. They faced Spain. They faced Russia. Now it's Montenegro. Skarjevic, 4.5. No good. Barthold with the rebound, and a foul is called with 0.1 second. I mean, that was unlucky for Bielitsa, to be quite honest, to get that foul. I mean, she was there, and Barthold came down and alertly, I think, fell down looking for the foul, and she got it. And because Montenegro in the bonus, Sweden get free throws. Barthold misses the first one. Boy, these free throws matter, don't they? Remember that Sweden-Italy game came down to free throws. And she makes the second. They can't get a shot off with 0.1 second left. Just let her. So Montenegro, game sort of got away from him there. That three-point shooting from Sweden. You know, don't forget the depth issue as well. Sweden bringing bodies off the bench. Debjevic has the 2 fouls. I mean, really, it started a little bit dodgy for Sweden, especially with Perovanovic having her way with Halverson. But ever since, it's been Sweden. Their kind of game. 3 of 3 from the arc for Sweden. And 7 of 9 at the free throw line. And they're more than matching Montenegro right now on the boards. Well, you see the shooting percentages and how big the three-point shot is. It's really big for Sweden. Ellen Eldebrink gets the pick. Tobjevic has come back in for Montenegro after cooling off a little bit. Key puts up the short jumper, good! And the former North Carolina State Wolfpacker. Two former American collegians in this Swedish team. Key guarding Jovanovic. And Tobjevic is guarded by Bartold, who wants to bring a certain level of physicality to the game, but maybe just needs to hold it in just a little bit. But luckily for her, Tobjevic is not shooting free throws. Remember the first game that Bartold played, she fouled out against Russia, but that was okay because they wanted to bring it physically to Russia for 40 minutes. So Khadija Anderson now in to guard Tobjevic, and the ball goes off the hands of Jovanovic. Lexic in, Baledic coming back in for Montenegro. Asa, she's hit that 1-3. Key now. Bounce pass, Asa for another one. Off the rim, Key keeps it alive. Anderson battles, and that ball goes over to Montenegro. Turcinovic has also come in from Montenegro. Talk about physicality. You don't want to meet her in a dark alley. She can bring it. She's only 19, and she's being guarded by Danielle Hamilton. Hand checking not allowed. Ellen Eldebrink. So I believe that's 2 now on Ellen Eldebrink. Oh, the turnover went in and out of the hands, but look at Tobjevic come back, and that is a huge play for Montenegro. And Tobjevic telling her team to get up, trying to raise the emotion. So potential 4-point swing there with that spin. And the pass goes off the hands of Danielle Hamilton, and you almost feel the need for Sweden to get a timeout. They've done a great job of building this lead, and Montenegro are now asserting themselves. Now Eldebrink comes in, so both the Eldebrinks, Asa has come out. Tobjevic with a big steal and bucket for Montenegro. And Ashley Key now called for holding on Baledic. Not too much there. Tough call. Skerovic. Alexic. And off the top of the backboard. We've seen her hit some big shots, but I think mainly from the wing, not from the corner, Alexic. In this tournament anyway. Key is Key, and she drives in and draws the foul. And really, the aim of Sweden, whenever possible, with certainly several of their players, is to go to the rack and try to get the foul. And Montenegro trying to keep away that penetration. And Key misses the first free throw. And she's married to a Swede, played professionally in Sweden, Key. And now she's got her Swedish passport and putting it to good use for the national team. Alexic Kopicki over to Dubjevic. Dubjevic into the lane. More times than not, that's going to go in. So Montenegro really struggling right now, trailing by 8 points. Entry pass to Khadija Anderson. Back outside to Elderbrink. Frida Elderbrink pulls up at the line. And she had a good shot. So Montenegro is surviving some open jumpers. Now Dubjevic on the baseline, gets in there, puts it up. Oh, she is tough. She is tough. I really don't think you can stop her. I mean, she can hurt you from so many places on the court. Elderbrink hands it off to Khadija Anderson. And a charge, the third foul on Ellen Elderbrink. And that, I think, is a mental breakdown. I know Elderbrink wants to penetrate, but you also have to be aware if you've got 2 fouls. So she goes to the bench with 3 fouls. So Gilderstrom now comes in, and Sweden lose maybe their best player in this tournament. You could argue that case. One shot now. Frida Elderbrink to Gilderstrom. I'm guessing Frida will probably handle the ball now. Into the corner to Gilderstrom. Key now. Entry pass to Khadija Anderson, and it's good. Well, Montenegro need to get something going here. Want to be trading baskets. Look at the bench. That's crucial. Balenic, entry pass. Alexic now, much more comfortable from that area, I think. How does Dubjevic get a rebound from that position? Boxed out, reaches both hands in there, and takes the ball. That simply cannot happen if you're Sweden. Watch this. The miss, and watch it like, where is she? How did she get that rebound? That is incredible. This is a good time to remind everybody that Jelena Dubjevic has not missed a free throw in the entire tournament. She is money at the line, and if she gets to the line, she's going to make it. 25 of 25. I couldn't do that if my life depended on it. Turnover, and Gilderstrom reaches in, almost commits the foul. Now Gilderstrom guarding Skarvic. The depth being put to the test for Sweden with Ellen Elderbrink in foul trouble on the bench. 3 fouls. And the reach from Ashley Key now. She's going to try to go all the way, and she does. So the pressure and the mistake by Montenegro. They're in the bonus, so this is not good because Montenegro are an excellent free throw shooting team. If you look at the statistics, Montenegro lead this competition in free throw shooting. They are making 91% of their free throws. So you do not want to put this team on the line. That's just an easy way for them to score points. Today they've made all 4 of their attempts. Gilderstrom penetrates, kicks it over to, or bounce pass rather, and to Halverson. Back to an 8-point advantage. Egnell coming in, Barthold, Sweden trying to keep bringing the players in, keeping the players fresh so they lose none of their defensive intensity. Dovjevic, I don't think Montenegro had that luxury. That's why the tempo is so important for them. Dovjevic goes to work to Forge, and her shot is an air ball. Key comes out, good minutes from her, good minutes from Khadija Anderson. Probably the best minutes from Khadija Anderson that we've seen in this EuroBasket. So timeout Montenegro, they're down by 8 and Sweden have the ball. Dovjevic with 10 points is leading the way, and Pervanovic with those 6 rebounds.
Ovako ako stojiš gore, sve je zatvoreno. Puste se dole. Druga stvar. Puste ovu stranu.
Pervanovic also has 6 points, and Anadol Forge 4.
Nema prodora kroz sredinu.
Vi sätter screenen, kom av. Antagligen kommer de trycka och gå under. Då tar vi ett steg ifrån, kom hit och så rescreenar vi och
See the team leaders, Frida Eldebrink with 10. Talking about setting screens and freeing people up so they can drive in. I think, I like the way Sweden play. I mean, I like the way both of these teams play, but, you know, for the fans, Sweden really like to play up-tempo. They like to get the defense, and then they like to attack the basket. There's Lars Johansson. What can you say? I mean, he's effectively, for the wider basketball community, come out of nowhere with a team. If you don't know anything about Swedish basketball, you would think, how has this happened? Well, it's not by accident. These guys have had a youth program in place, and all the time and energy investment is coming to fruition. And Johansson's been there for a lot of that. Halverson puts it up, and Dovjevic with the rebound. And Gilderstrom forces the turnover. Nope. They're saying the ball was only hit by Gilderstrom. And Skarjevic, a good sport. Entry pass to Pervanovic. Final 4 minutes of the opening half. It's been an interesting one. And Pervanovic gets in the lane, decides to bring it back out. Ivanovic kind of pushes off a little bit and frees herself and gets the shot. Back to a 6-point deficit now for Montenegro. Good play that time, good patience. Barthold was looking for that backdoor cut to Gilderstrom, but she came out. Halverson with 5 on the shot clock. Frida Eldebrink for 3. Buries it. Hello. Somebody get on her. She's knocking them down today. 34-25. If I were Beletic, I would go in the halftime locker room and say, listen, we can't leave Frida Eldebrink open. And DeForge loses possession, but is able to push it through her legs to his teammate Skarjevic. Skarjevic for 3. No, that's off. And Pervanovic there for the rebound, and Halverson held her ground, and Anadol Forge commits the foul. Frida Eldebrink wanting the unsportsmanlike, but you're not going to get that, Frida. He was just stopping the fast break. Watch, she comes up. I mean, no real attempt on the ball. I have to say, I don't like that play because it stops the flow. It stops the fast break. But it's a part of the game. Sweden on top by 9. Halverson. Eldebrink at the line. Good! Frida Eldebrink takes Sweden's lead to its biggest, 11 points. Montenegro in a little bit of trouble here, in a little bit of bother. Bartold now guarding Debjevic. Putting her hands in, and Alexic pushed Bartold down. Jovanovic from the left corner. And Egno had the ball and lost it. Back to the Forge. Boy, that was interesting. Referees having to swallow their whistles a couple of times. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. DeForge puts the ball on the floor, puts up a jumper, good. And that's why you don't like to give the ball back to Montenegro. So many chances, they're gonna punish you. Gilderstrom drives in, has the ball turned over, or turns it over to Debjevic. Bounce pass to Jovanovic, and Johansson is gonna call a timeout. Excellent play from Debjevic, who a couple of times has come up with steals that immediately lead to points. Look at this, she knows exactly where this ball is going. Bounce pass, Jovanovic out on the fast break. And suppose Egnell wishes she hadn't turned that ball over, because it's 4 quick points for Montenegro. 15 points for Frida Eldebrink.
Komma in lite. Ja, prova. Prova om de fortsätter trycka så. Hej, sen om de trycker upp så kan vi köra hårsnurr. Hoppa ut.
Još nešto. Skupljajte na dribling, jer njihovi centri dribluju. Još prekidaj bubice, prekidaj brzu igru faulom.
Debjevic with the 10 points. And also she's handing out a few assists. In fact, that was her first assist. (36-29) in favor of Sweden, who, remember, did not carry any victories over into this round because their only victory came against Russia, who were eliminated. So they need to get some wins on the board. Eldebrink, short, and that was a quick shot. Not sure if that's what the doctor ordered. She was open. Right now, Montenegro on a little bit of a run. That's Debjevic was able to get that rebound over to Jovanovic, and Bartold commits the foul. And remember what we said, Montenegro are the best free throw shooting team in this competition. And you put them on the line, they're gonna score points. So nice little run here at the end of the half by Montenegro. Showing their calm, their poise, gradually getting back into the game. That was good news for Montenegro. She's only 23 years of age. Montenegro have made all 6 of their attempts from the line. Alexic in defensive position, Key. And DeForge just takes it right away from Key. Montenegro really on a run here. 6 consecutive points. And that ball goes out of bounds off, I think it was Key. Key keeps looking at her arm like she got fouled, but I think that was good defense. Alexic, 3 on the shot clock, puts it up, and Sweden crashed the boards and come away with it. Now Bartold wants to get out on the break. Frida Eldebrink all the way, and nobody picks her up. Nobody picked up Frida Eldebrink, and now the final 14 seconds of the first half. Montenegro would like to go in with another basket. 5 on the game clock. 4, Egnell. Jovanovic for 3, no good, air ball. And Bartold just holds it instead of turning it over. And Debjevic is upset. But Sweden, more calls for joy as they leave the first half, on top by 7 points. And you could hear exactly what Miodrag Paletić was saying on that last trip down. Frida Elderbrink went unmolested to the basket, and he's saying you've got to foul her, put her on the line, don't give away any baskets. Well, Montenegro's shooting leaves a little bit to be desired in all respects. I would expect the three-point shooting to improve for sure. Not a bad three-point shooting team. And overall, Sweden will be happy with how things have gone here in Lille. They're on top 38-31.
mrtva ne može da prođe ovo. Nije šutir. Jer jasno. Druga stvar, postavite duži napad. Stalno duži napad. I druga, i još nešto. Svaki napad brži niko mora se kida faul. Svaki. Ajmo, Jelena. Ajmo Škera, ajmo ti.
Fortsätt med hård, siden ner och tvåspelen. Vi får se om de har ändrat hur de går runt.
Well, the position that Lars Johansson and Sweden find themselves in right now is one that they would have taken, I would venture to say, before the start of this game. They lead Montenegro 38-31. Montenegro can play a lot better, but you've got to credit Sweden for not allowing them to get into their normal flow offensively. And if there's one thing that the Swedish fans have grown accustomed to with Sweden, it's tough physical defense. And seeing Lars Johansson go deep to his bench, and really we've seen, I think, everybody. No, we haven't seen Ali play yet today, so that's a wild card, but we've seen Khadija Anderson come off and play her. She had been starting and hadn't been that impressive, and then today she came in off the bench. She played really well, so maybe she's better coming off the bench right now. See if Montenegro can get anything going here at the beginning of the second half. Ellen Eldebrink has the 3 fouls. Back out to Key for 3. Good! Well, that's called knowing exactly what you want to do. Eldebrink and driving in and whipping it outside, and look at the defense. It's almost as if the orders from Johansson is, let's get it now. Let's get out there and attack, just like they did with Russia. They really went after Russia for 40 minutes, but especially in the second half when they smelled blood. The lead is 10 points. Baledic, and that is not going to allow for the rebound, so the jump ball possession arrow goes to Montenegro. That's hard to do. If you try to do that, you won't be able to do it. It just happens. It's one of those things. It's one of those oddities in life that happens. Put the ball up and it gets stuck between the backboard and the rim. Story of my life. Skarevic's shot clock wind down, so they did not reset the shot clock. It's a strange play, isn't it? Ellen Eldebrink, again. Key for another 3, no good, and Perivanovic now, the Montenegrin red shirts, the only ones under the boards. The Forge wants to get the ball to Dubjevic, who's guarded by Barthold, and goes right around her, and Key reaches in and commits the foul. Three fouls on Key. I just wonder if Dubjevic is going to miss a free throw. She has been fantastic. Oh, unlucky for Key. You can see why. All ball. May have been some body that the referee called. And the free throws just keep going in for Dubjevic now. She's made all of her free throws in this tournament. Oh, a jinxed her. The first one. She had made, and the unsportsmanlike foul called on Montenegro. I was checking the stats on the free throw, and Baledic has committed an unsportsmanlike foul. Key was going in hard, and really, it was just excessively hard, and that's why they've called it. So Dubjevic's free throw streak ends at 26 in a row in the EuroBasket. And Key now goes back to the line and makes the first free throw. So a big opportunity here for Sweden. She just makes one of 2. Sweden shooting 9 of 13, I think it is, from the line. Katarina Andersson into the game for Sweden. Some minutes in the low post. Over to Key in the corner. Stays out. Good rebound from Bielica. Now Montenegro needs something. Skarevich brings it across. Over to DeForge. Guarded by Eldebrink. The 3 fouls. Now it's Key. Now Debjevic goes to work against Eldebrink, and she could not afford to commit the foul. And smart play from Debjevic. It's back to an 8-point deficit. Eldebrink drills it, left wide open at the free throw line. I think Skarevich calling the play by pulling her trousers. I don't know if you could see that. Now she's got the ball. And Andersson called for holding Perovanovic. Hagnell going to come into the game for Key. Debjevic on the baseline. Barthold falls down, and she comes back to get on Bielica. And Bielica, no, doesn't convert it. Montenegro scrapping for the ball, come away with it. They've got quick hands. Barthold guarding Bielica. Katarina battling for position with Perovanovic, and Perovanovic just sort of forced that one. And really, it almost seems that Katarina Andersson might be the best player to defend, and are they going to give it? Are they going to give the 3? No, they're going to say before. Out of bounds. Yeah, that was well before. Good play by Montenegro as they now Sweden inbound the ball. Egnell over to Ellen Eldebrink. That was short. And Debjevic got away with a push. Blatant push on Barthold. She drives in the lane and misses the free throw and steps out of bounds. And Debjevic is upset because she missed the free throw. It looked to me like she pushed off on Barthold at the other end, but I may have had the wrong angle on that. Watch, she just does not miss this shot. Debjevic, incredible. She missed that one. Eldebrink goes in, again, unmolested. Remember what we talked about before the game, the Swedes, it seems to be what Coach Johansson said is true. The bigger the challenge, the more they enjoy it. Frida Eldebrink on Anna DeForge for 3. Missed it. She thought it was in. She started backing up like she'd hit it. Now Ellen Eldebrink crosses midcourt. Entry pass to Katarina Andersson. Back out to Egnell. Passes up the 3. And travels and turns it back over. That's just great defense from Montenegro. Bielica comes out of the game. Jovanovic comes back in. So they've got another jump shooter out there. And Perovanovic thought of giving the ball to Debjevic. Debjevic is really frustrated being guarded by Barthold. Skarevich for the good! That gets it back to a 9-point deficit. Katarina Andersson and Perovanovic reaches over, no call, and Andersson's shot, and good hands from Skarevich to knock it into the hands of Debjevic. Now a chance for Montenegro. You feel the momentum. DeForge goes to work against Frida Eldebrink. Back to Scarovich. Scarovich steps in. Out to Jovanovic now. For three, Jovanovic. Good! Three-pointer. And just like that, the lead of Sweden is 6. Egnell. Anderson, back to Barthold. And Sweden need a timeout. This thing's starting to get away from him a little bit. To Forge for three. And front of the rim, back into the rim and out. So Sweden dodged a bullet. That would have cut it to 3. Elderbrink has the ball taken away from Scarovich. Over to DeForge. And now we're going to get the timeout. Deficit now down to 4 for Montenegro. They've just literally taken it back. A couple of threes, steal and the turnover. They're stealing fast break.
Hämta andan säger, hämta andan. Okej? Vi går till 5-spelen nu ett par gånger. Okej? Vi släpper 2 ett par gånger. Vi går till 5, kommer av vanlig 5, sätt bra screen, träffa, downscreen här och så kollar vi efter en flare. Okej? Flare och du. Nästa gång kan vi köra...
Dvojka. Dvojka sa tvoje strane, tim. Pazite još nešto. Alo, kad bude ovaj zadnji izlazak ovdje, onda je pick and pop za tebe. Razumiješ? Da se vidim. A Ive, molim te, gledaj ti da se otvori na pick and pop, da budeš prema njoj da dobiješ pal. Negdje u sredini rekao. Ajmo da se u golu.
Well, Scarovich hits his three-pointer. Look how smooth. Now that was timely. And then Jovanovic catches it just as the shot clock is about to expire, steps back, hits another one. Just like that, Montenegro had shaved 6 points off the deficit, and then Scarovich very craftily reached in and stole the ball and passed over to DeForge on the fast break. Elderbrink over to Danielle Hamilton. Hamilton over to Egnell for three. Good. No, it's a 2. Back to a 6-point lead. See if Montenegro can build on their little run here, though. To Forge, another 3. Out, and Perovanovic. It's really difficult to keep these Montenegrins off the board. They are tenacious. And they called the foul on Hamilton for boxing out Dubjevic. Dubjevic puts the ball on the floor, drives, kicks it back outside to DeForge. 8 on the shot clock. Scarovich penetrates, puts it up, and no good. She snuck a peek, Scarovich, at the clock. Now Elderbrink over to Egnell on the baseline. That's short, but Elderbrink with the rebound and fouled by Scarovich. That was maybe a bit quick from Egnell. Well, I think Elderbrink called a shot in the face, finger. Free to Elderbrink, back outside to Egnell. So Montenegro doing a good job of cutting off the penetration of Free to Elderbrink. Egnell and Perovanovic with the rebound. Scarovich, chance to get closer. They cut it to 4 once already. Scarovich thought about the 3. Note Jovanovic, she likes Stepped out of bounds. Jovanovic. Egnal moved her feet. There was contact. No call. And Jovanovic went out of bounds, and Egnal comes out. And Ashley Key comes back into the game. Nine assists, 9 turnovers for Sweden, and more turnovers than assists for Montenegro. That just does not happen. That just demonstrates how difficult that Swedish defense is making life for Montenegro. Ivanovic picks up a couple of quick fouls. Now that was her first foul. She just stepped out of bounds at the other end. Ellen Eldebrink comes out. She's got the 3 fouls from the first half and hasn't picked up any more. Halverson. And gets in and blocked by Dubjevic, who does, again, has the capacity to do everything to help her team win. And she's running up the court like she's taking a shot to the side. Ivanovic doubled down low. And she travels as Asa comes down to double team Ivanovic. Timeout is called by Montenegro. A replay of Ivanovic going down. "13 points for Dubjevic. Jovanovic has the 9. And overall, though, the struggle to score against Sweden.
Nemoj da stojiš, sama si. Utrči se nju, pa onda daj jedno od njih šutning. Druga stvar, kod preuzimanja vas dvije. Ranije, zakasnila si sad. I uđite, djevojke, uđite u flex sad.
Sen vänder vi på det och så kör vi Ashley av screenen och Frida går av.
For Sweden, it's Frida Eldebrink.
2 gånger i rad så de får en annan look.
She's got the 13 points, 9 from Key. Sorry, the 17 points for Frida Eldebrink. She had 13 at halftime. No, she didn't. She had 17 at halftime. So she's yet to get going here in the second half. Asa hands it off to Eldebrink. Frida Eldebrink on the baseline, no good, and Skarovic gets in there and rebounds with the trees. Now Dubjevic in the open floor. And Key comes from behind and comes up with a steal. Frida Eldebrink double dribbles. She just lost control of it as she was trying to push the ball up the floor. So that was a good play by Key, but Sweden unable to capitalize. Jovanovic has it stolen again by Key, and she drives in and picks up the foul. Sweden wanting the unsportsmanlike defiance behind me. You're not going to get that. She just committed the foul. So Key goes back to the free throw line, and her defense now coming to the fore for Sweden. Key has missed some free throws today. And she misses another one. She's 2 of 5 at the line. Sweden of 9 of 14 at the line. That's another miss, so that's crucial. And so more opportunities go begging for Sweden. So a good foul from Jovanovic to prevent the basket, and that's why the coach says foul. Don't give away the layup. And the person who was telling that to, if you remember last time, was Jovanovic when Eldebrink had gone driving down the lane. So Montenegro here in the final minute of the third quarter, down by 6. Spin move, Skarevich hands it off to Peravanovic, and Eldebrink may have gotten away with a foul. But Peravanovic makes the shot, and now once again it's a 4-point game. As well as Sweden have played at times in this game. Some missed free throws starting to cost them. And Halverson thought about it, puts the ball on the ground. And back outside to Eldebrink, who's gonna have to put it up. And good defense from Skarevich. Final 20 seconds, Skarevich up ahead, and good hustle from Key. And Sweden were hoping that it had gone off the Montenegrin, but the referee says not. But good hustle from Key to get back. But Montenegro with a chance now to pull within 2 or even 1 if they can nail a 3. They'll probably hold it for 1 shot. What is the play? They're spreading the floor for Skarevich. Somebody's going to have to come in, and they had a foul to give. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. They had 1 foul to give. So Asa, so 5.6 seconds remaining. And now we're going to have Frida Ali come into the game for Eldebrink to give Frida Eldebrink a chance for a breather. Skarevich now goes behind the back, gets in the lane, and the ball, that basket has a lid on it. How did that ball not go down? But you can see the body language from Montenegro is such that they believe they've turned a corner here against Sweden. Well, Sweden's shooting percentage now not quite as good. Some of those threes aren't falling. Montenegro is starting to assert themselves more on the boards. Well, the scoring by quarters. You see that Sweden much better in the first quarter. They've kept up the intensity, but Montenegro getting back into it and going to this final frame down by just 4 points. And Eldebrink goes in all the way. And once again, nobody picked her up. They're picking up Frida Eldebrink, but they're not picking up Ellen Eldebrink. And Ellen Eldebrink is making them pay. He's got 6 points. And good help from Ali, Frida Ali. And the referee says the ball goes to Sweden. And Peravanovic has been told to back away from the referee. Key drives in, and again, nobody picks her up. But the question is, can Key make her free throw? She's struggled today. She's 2 of 6 at the line. And those are opportunities that could come home to roost, could come back and cost them later on. Jovanovic coming back in. Demjevic frustrated. She's got 3 fouls. to a 9-point advantage. So a couple of layups that Montenegro allow, and suddenly the deficit has gone back to 9. Dubjevic trying to feed Perovanovic. Dubjevic gets into the lane. And the foul is called on Hamilton. And Anna Barthold is going to make her first appearance in the second half. Over to DeVorge on, that's nice. And that's important as well, because it kind of stops the bleeding here. Inside 9 minutes remaining. Elderbrink to Barthold. And DeVorge. Barthold telegraphed that pass to Frida Ali. You can feel DeVorge getting into it now. Elderbrink. Three-pointer from Key, off the front of the rim. Now in the hands of Scarovich. 7-point game. A 3 will take it right back to 4. And Dubjevic, guarded by Barthold. And Dubjevic hands it off to Perovanovic. Excellent play by Montenegro. Double team, cut to the basket. Frida Ali up top. And Key for 3. Good! Drills the three-pointer. That was big. Back to an 8-point game. Man, she's been big for this team at this EuroBasket. Important addition to this Swedish national team. Perovanovic gets it to Jovanovic inside, and Jovanovic misses, and Barthold fights for it, and it's Ellen Elderbrink up ahead to Key, who goes up with the left-handed layup, and Mindre Bilic has to call a timeout. The lead is 10 for Sweden. 7 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. I think one of the biggest differences that you have in this game really is the depth. It's really come to the fore for Sweden. They've got fresh bodies. They're bringing people in. They're able to play the type of defensive pressure they want to play. They're making Montenegro work. And you can look at some of these Montenegrins. Their rotation is not that deep. Scarovich. And Dubjevic gets fouled by Barthold. So 7:34 remaining. And good defense from Ellen Elderbrink. She's got the 3 fouls. Krčinović has come in. Scarovich short, and Ellen Elderbrink with the rebound. Elderbrink drives in. No good. And Krčinović grabs the rebound and is fouled. It's incredible how Montenegro, in terms of looking at this game on paper, because of that incredible run that they had at EuroBasket Women 2011 with those 6 straight wins, you just kind of sense that they're the favorites coming into this game, and they also carried a win from the last round, but Sweden have given them fits. I mean, this is a real battle that we're that they're going to have to win here in the stretch. And the offensive foul called on Dovjevic, trying to get position. And obviously Dovjevic doesn't like it. And it's a tough call on Dovjevic because all she's trying to do is raise her arm and get position. Halverson guarded by Turcinovic, and she goes right at her and missed a layup, gets the rebound, and back out to a cutting Ali. And Ali, is that a knockout punch? It's now 12. Turcinovic goes hard to the basket, and Frida Ellenbrink a little bit late. It's still a 12-point advantage. Big free throws from Turcinovic. Boy, they're all big right now for Montenegro. They do have the ability. They've got another run in them. Don't you worry about that. So Katarina Anderson comes in for Halverson. Katarina Anderson played outstanding, really, in the first half. I was impressed. She struggled some in the first game against Italy. Game, you know, sat down the next and didn't play against Russia, but his seemingly back in favor with Lars Johansson. Elderbrink misses, and long rebound goes to Anderson. I'm guessing Sweden want to keep making the Montenegrins work on defense. Alexic has come in. One fresh body. Ali drives in. Nobody picks her up, but she misses the layup, and Perivanovic with the rebound. It's a 10-point game. And remember, Ali didn't play in the first half, so she's fresh. Perivanovic goes to work against Anderson and hits a cutting Dovjevic, and Barthold is called for the foul. And Barthold and Coach Johansson doesn't like it. Watch. Yeah, she had her left arm on her. Good call by the ref. Boy, she's had to work. Dovjevic has not really been given a chance. You know, they've identified her, Sweden, as the person they've got to stop. Now, she's averaged 20.3. She's on 14, so realistically, she could still get to that 20-point plateau. But, you know, it's been a lot harder today for Dovjevic than it has been previously in this tournament. Alexic trying to be more disruptive. Perivanovic reaching. Frida Elderbrink now. Bounce pass to Katarina Anderson. That is beautiful basketball. She dribbles into the lane, the double team, and Anderson goes right to the basket, receives the pass. Easy layup. Montenegro will do the same thing if they get the chance. Dovjevic faces the double team. Skarevich left open. And oh, what an unbelievable play by Skarevich to follow up the shot, and then unluckily, Montenegro missed the shot. And Perivanovic is arguing that she was fouled, but that's going to fall on deaf ears. Best thing for a player to, what you see with a player is often when they miss a shot, they've got to blame somebody else. But sometimes you got to be strong and take it to the hoop. And great defense from Alexic to force the turnover. Watch this. She just moved there, and Elderbrink, no need. 440. Sweden by 10. Barthold, her intensity to this Swedish team has been invaluable at this EuroBasket Women. And great anticipation. Frida Elderbrink is going to try to go all the way, and she does. And now it's a 12-point advantage. Look at that, the interception. It's like she's running the other way for a touchdown. All she needs to do is spike it. Elderbrink has given Sweden a 64-52 advantage. The pressure is not going to ease up from this team.
Ajmo, djevojke. Imamo da igramo još 4 minuta. Ajmo svom snagom pa što bude. Ajmo, djevojke. Ajmo, djevojke.
Well, 15 points for Debjevic, but man, has she had to work for every single one of them. And you know it because she missed a free throw. She never misses a free throw. Frida Elderbrink now with 19. That was her first 2 points. The second half, remarkably. I suppose you could say you're only as good as the 12th player on your bench. Sweden go deep, and Montenegro don't go that deep. You know, they've got Popovic out, injured. You know, a lot of players aren't getting off the bench today for many minutes. DeForge, Debjevic, Perovanovic, and Skarjevic are playing the lion's share of the minutes. Bielica, an accomplished pro, just not getting an opportunity from Beletic. You know, and that's his decision as coach. Alexic. Barthold, guarded by Debjevic. And Debjevic puts up a jumper. Good! She is not going to be denied. 17 points. Don't write off Montenegro. Frida Elderbrink. Stopped by Debjevic. Katarina Anderson thinks about it. 7 on the shot clock. Ellen Elderbrink. Guarded by Skarjevic, and she loses the ball. Debjevic now on the open floor. And she is charged, and that is a no-brainer. Yelena, you got to pull up. She knows it. Have another look at this. Let's see if she gets into position. Oh, well. Well. You be the judge. Those are always tough calls for referees. .328 remaining. Elderbrink takes it back out. Now the other Elderbrink. Now Key, she was being held by DeForge, but that didn't get noticed, and she's traveled. So it kind of swings and roundabouts, doesn't it? I mean, it's like you win some calls, you lose some calls, you move on. You know, this referee's doing a good job out here. DeForge, Skarjevic thinks about it, pulls back. 3:05 remaining in the game. Clock is now the enemy along with Sweden. Skarjevic for 3. Beletic with the rebound. The poise, the composure, try to make the most out of every possession. That's what Montenegro want to do, but the clock is the enemy. Beletic goes down, double team. Skarjevic left open for 3. No good, and Katarina Anderson with the rebound. Sweden closing in on their second win of the EuroBasket Women. Cross court to Frida. Skarjevic reaches around. Elderbrink, no good. Ball goes off the hands of DeForge. 2:20 now. Skarjevic looks for a quick deuce. Hands it over to Beletic. Thinks about the jumper. Brings it back. Back to Perovanovic. She goes at Anderson. And Anderson needs to just stay on her feet and raise her arms. But instead, she jumps up, swings at the ball, and the accomplished Perovanovic knows exactly what to do with it. Watch. You just have to stand there Don't leave your feet. You leave your feet, you drop your arms, you commit the foul. 3-point play, excellent play by Perovanovic. Whoa. Rare miss from Perovanovic. So they limit the damage just with the basket. And I just wonder if that's fatigue setting in for Perovanovic. Ellen Eldebrink now, 2 minutes remaining. How crucial this is. Montenegro, they know they need at least a win to get in the next round, maybe two, you never know. And Sweden desperate for a victory today. Cross court, Eldebrink spins, puts it up, no good, gets the rebound back, brings it out. Bounce pass. Alexic, when will Montenegro start to foul? That's going to come into the equation, you would think, and the push. And Alexic pushes off. So Sweden now in the bonus. And free to Eldebrink. Seems like it was an eternity ago that they were playing that game on Saturday when she went to the line and just made 1 of 2 against Italy. That costly miss, of course. She makes this one, 65-56. How much has this team grown in confidence? I mean, how do you recover from a beating to Spain that they received the other night, come back and play like this? You know, you just put it behind you, you go out and play hard the next time. It's one of the challenges in tournament play. You got to maintain that focus. DeForge for 3, no good. Long one to Key. Over to Eldebrink, and with the clock being the enemy, no need to put them up. Well, if I were Montenegro, you might want to foul Key. She's missed some free throws today. Key over to Barthold, gets in there, and Katharina Anderson follows, and DeForest just reaches in and steals it. Inside a minute to go. Baledic for 3, no good. And the foul, Montenegro and Sweden, it looks like they're gonna hold on. They're up by 10 points with 46.1 seconds remaining and going to the free throw line. But, you know, they've got to make free throws. And that's not making it. So, good foul from Montenegro so far. She misses both. The veteran center, Katharina Anderson, who makes that one. Now it's an 11-point game. I think if you're Sweden, really you don't want to foul, clearly. But then again, you want to make life hard. You want to make Montenegro work for their points. Alexic for 3, no good. And Perovanovic chases it down, and frustration mounting. 25.8 seconds remaining. 67-56. Sweden, if you didn't believe that this team could achieve something after that loss to Spain, well, you better go back and have a think about it, because they're closing in on win number 2 against a very good Montenegrin team. They have now beaten Russia, and they have now beaten Montenegro. How far can Sweden go at the EuroBasket women? Anna Barthold's basket. Skarjevic looks to limit the damage, gets to Perovanovic. That'll count. But the final score, Sweden win at 69-58. Incredible developments here. We knew Sweden would be good coming to this EuroBasket women. We didn't know how good they would be. Well, to be quite honest with you, they turned out to be very good. They have beaten world number 3 Russia, and they've beaten the Montenegrin side that a lot of people think is good enough to definitely get to the quarterfinals and maybe go even further. they are saying thank you to the fans. You know, the fans have come to support this team. I mean, there are a lot of fans that have come all the way from Sweden to spend time here, and it's kind of like surreal for Sweden. I mean, I think it's a dream situation. You're talking about a country that has had to grow up in basketball for the past couple of decades. You know, the last time they were in the final round of the European Championship back in 1987. And here they are, beating Russia and now Montenegro.
And again, how far can they go?
Well, we know they're going to play against Turkey. That's not going to be an easy game at all. And we also know they're going to play against Slovakia. That's a winnable, definitely a winnable game for Sweden. And, you know, I mean, Turkey, they could certainly go out there and knock Turkey off. You know, a lot of things, crazy things seem to be happening here at the EuroBasket women, but if you look at the way they go deep in their rotation, as we see the final stats, 44% shooting from Montenegro from inside the arc, but just 13% from the arc. The way that Sweden can go to their bench, they can bring in bodies. They're going 12 deep, and Johansson is using that to his advantage. Tebjevic with 17 points today. Frida Eldebrink with 17 of her 21 points in the first half. Barthold is just a warrior for Sweden. I mean, Perovanovic with those 14 rebounds, he has just got a nose for the boards, but Barthold is truly one of the unsung heroes of this Swedish team. Key also had 17 points, easily her best game today. She's had some good moments, but today, bam. It's an impressive double-double for Perovanovic, but it doesn't mean anything if the team doesn't win. She couldn't have done too much more. And the smiles, Sweden are relaxed at this EuroBasket. Women, they are feeling like they belong and enjoying the ride.